Well, as a keen archaeologist, I never take much persuading to find myself in the ruins of a beautiful 13th century castle, but this one wasn't built so much to keep invaders out as to keep a population in. But why and where? Well, join me in just a few moments for what promises to be a very historic escape to the country in more ways than one.
On today's show, I'm helping a couple find a peaceful new life in the countryside. Outside, our houses certainly deliver on setting.
I love the view.
Yeah.
And the fact that all you can hear is birdsong.
Exactly.
And inside, the rooms prompt some excitement too.
Now that's a wowzer moment.
A wowzer moment.
It is, actually.
Well, today we're in North Wales, and these are the beautiful remains of Conway Castle. It was one of 5 enormous castles built up here by Edward I at the end of the 13th century, following his successful conquest of Wales. Edward's plan was simple. Tired of continual dissent and rebellion, he wanted to contain Wales, to create an iron ring, and these certainly did the job. As you can see, they are a striking reminder of medieval authority and power. This one alone took 4 years to build at a cost then of some £20,000. But if that seems cheap for a fortified coastal retreat, well, don't be fooled. In today's money, it's over 10 million. No surprise then that Conway, along with its sister castles at Beaumaris, Harlech and Carnarvon, have been designated as a World Heritage Site. And as you can probably tell, in this glorious part of the world, there's a lot more to it than just striking architecture. The landscape is stunning.
North Wales stretches from the Cheshire border in the east to the west coast and includes the Isle of Anglesey. The region then extends southwards to the borders of Cerrigydrudion and Powys. It's an area that offers impressive coastline, ranging from the rugged and unspoilt to the seaside resorts that became popular during the Victorian era, such as Llanrhaeadr, whose elegant period architecture still lines its shores. Head inland and that atmosphere changes as the landscape gives way to soaring mountains and green valleys. Set here are charming villages such as Betsacoed, renowned for the cascades at Swallow Falls. Betsacoed itself sits within Snowdonia, the largest national park in Wales, which encompasses 100 lakes and some 90 mountain peaks, including Mount Snowdon, which at over 3,500 feet is the highest point in England and Wales. Although the park spans over 800 square miles, it's home to just under 26,000 people, making it one of the most sparsely populated areas in Britain. And it's this perceived remoteness that makes it appealing to visitors and home buyers alike.
Now, perhaps it is no great surprise to learn that when it comes to house prices, North Wales does offer particularly good value for money. To put that in context, when you consider that the price of an average detached property in England and Wales is currently around about £255,000, well, here you could comfortably knock about a third off of that figure. But as with anywhere, there are, of course, variations. Step within the borders of the Snowdonia National Park, for example, and you could find a premium of 15 to 20%, particularly around hotspots such as Betsacoed. And the same is also true for coastal towns such as Conway and Llanrhaeadr. But for me, North Wales really is a win-win. It mixes affordability in a beautiful landscape with some stunning properties to match.
North Wales' rural character is evident from the scattering of traditional cottages found in its villages and throughout its farming landscape. Until the Industrial Revolution, large swathes of this countryside remained cut off from commercial activity, hence the reliance of building with locally sourced materials.
Quarried stone is particularly prevalent in this northern region, a prime example being this 5-bedroom farmhouse in Llanrhaeadr, Denbighshire, which costs £550,000.
North Wales' slate mining heritage has certainly made its indelible mark here. The huge piles of loose scree that have built up alongside its mountains are also a reminder of how it defined the local architecture during the Victorian era. This 5-bedroom detached house in Carrog is priced at £335,000.
Well, as you can see, North Wales really does have it all. It's one of my favourite parts of the country in which to come house hunting, which is just as well, really, because this is where today's buyers want to call home.
Dave, who works in IT for Essex Police, and Kate, a police trainer for Norfolk Constabulary, live with their 2 student daughters in a modern 3-bedroom property in the town of Attleborough, Norfolk. As Dave is set to retire and their children are approaching complete independence, they feel this is the perfect time to start a new life somewhere much quieter.
I want cosy character. You sit in the garden and you can just hear the A11 behind you, and it's just a constant noise.
Their plan is to leave their town in Norfolk and head to the opposite side of the country in search of tranquility in North Wales.
I like the area around Conway, particularly.
Either at the edge of a village or a little distance out of the village, but we don't want it too isolated.
Their children may be fully grown, but Dave and Kate still have other dependents, 6 cats and 2 dogs, and they need to be factored into the wish list for their next property.
An absolute dream property would be a big enough kitchen. It's got to have a utility room with all the animals that we've got. Then I think a utility room is a must.
But it's not just the animals that'll need their own room when they move.
What would be ideal for Dave is either another bedroom or an outbuilding that's big enough so he could have a training room.
So yeah, it doesn't have to be a workshop per se, just a space really.
So whilst Dave needs space for his steam train, Kate would like a larger garden in which to grow vegetables. But that's just one of her pastimes.
I actually do quite a lot of cross-stitch, but I also like to get involved with the community in some way.
So having given this move lots of thought, they now have a clear idea of how much money they have to spend.
The maximum budget would be £330,000.
Dave and Kate's preferred location is in the Conway area, with easy access to Snowdonia. However, they consider looking as far south as Betws-y-Coed. I'm catching up with them at the start of our house hunt to find out more about their plans for their new rural home.
Well, chaps, here we are, literally in the middle of North Wales, getting your house search underway. How does it feel?
Exciting.
Exciting.
It's exciting, and it's beautiful.
Now, for many people coming here, the classic image is of a stone building, slate roof, all that sort of thing, you know, nestled in the landscape. But give us an idea of what you are dreaming of.
Ideal is the character. A cottage, but with high ceilings, because obviously
Dave's a bit tall.
Dave's a bit tall.
Yeah.
It's got to have an open fire or a log burner.
Yep.
That is an absolute must.
OK, so something with character, high ceilings.
It's got to have 3 bedrooms. There's got to be a bedroom for the girls. Everybody wants a nice kitchen. I mean, that's just
Kitchen diner, yeah, standard thing.
Standard thing. And you would ideally like a study.
Or a workshop coming engine.
For your locomotive.
Yes, yes.
Brilliant. How do you see this building sitting in the landscape?
On the outskirts of a village, further out, where you haven't got anybody around you for sort of half a mile, would be lovely.
Well, we've got 3 to show you, including, of course, our mystery house.
Yes.
Now, the weather here in North Wales is notoriously changeable. It's all right at the moment, but I suggest we don't delay. Let's get on.
OK.
Yeah?
All right,
Come on in.
thank you.
With their £330,000 budget, Dave and Kate would like a Welsh cottage-style property that provides them with high ceilings and an open fire or log burner, a large kitchen with separate utility room for their pets, a minimum of 3 bedrooms for when their daughters visit, a space for Dave's train, and finally, they'd like to be in the heart of the countryside. I'll be showing them 3 wonderful Welsh properties, but I won't be giving away the price until they've had a guess first. The last of these is, of course, our mystery house, which will challenge them to review at least one of their key priorities. We're getting our house hunt underway 28 miles from Conway in the village of Saron. It offers them the peaceful location they're after, with some spectacular scenery on their doorstep as it overlooks open countryside, including the Cerrigydrudion hills. The property is situated on the outskirts of Saron and provides a pretty and secluded home which dates back to the 1800s.
So here we are then, property number 1. We talked about the kind of classic image of a stone-built cottage with a slate roof.
Yep.
What do you think?
No, it looks interesting. I love the view.
Yeah.
And the fact that all you can hear is birdsong. It's beautiful.
You're soaking up the peace and quiet, aren't you?
Yes.
No A11 here.
No, A11, just birdsong. And it looks...
First impressions are good, aren't
The first impressions are good.
It's all on one level. It's been very recently renovated in the last couple of years. Right, well, let's get inside and see what you think.
Okay.
The setting of this single-storey property certainly seems to have scored highly. Inside has been sympathetically refurbished and retains many of its original features, as our buyers will discover.
Now, how cosy is this?
Oh, that's got character.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes.
Is this the sort of thing you were kind of imagining
Yeah, I think so.
as a cosy Welsh retreat?
Yes, I think I knew more of what I didn't imagine than what I did imagine, if that makes sense.
Ah.
And this is lovely.
Brilliant.
It's lovely.
Well, let's continue through here. You wanted a wood burner. Okay, there you are.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, multi-fuel, actually.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And again, this lovely window.
Picture window.
I love the window seat, and I really love the panelling they've put in. Something slightly sort of Georgian about it, actually.
Yes, it is.
But everything's geared up to make the best of that view.
Oh, absolutely. You can imagine sitting there, just watching the seasons go by.
Well, let's explore the rest of it. Come on, let's see if they like this. Now, this corridor gives you access to everything else, all the accommodation. So we've got a little box room in there. All right. Family bathroom in there. Again, lovely kind of oak doors. A really nice and quite generous guest double in here. All right. And then this bit is yours. So in here you get your own kind of wing, really, with a really generous ensuite,
Wow.
whirlpool bath, all mod cons.
It's lovely.
And then you've got a master bedroom that really does, again, make the best of all those views.
Yes. Does it, Jack?
Isn't it light? Lying in bed, waiting for my
right.
cup of tea, just looking out over the...
Is she going to have to wait long?
Doesn't normally.
Doesn't normally. This addition, which is the most recent addition, obviously, this kind of wing to the property, is what really makes it work, I think.
So I just can't stop looking that way.
Well, the views are pretty captivating.
Yes,
Should we go outside
Yes.
and indulge ourselves with them?
that'd be nice.
Yeah. Come on then.
The generous grounds comprise 2 separate areas. There's a landscape garden to the front featuring a pond, but we're heading to the adjoining parcel of land to discuss their options.
It is lovely when a house is surrounded by such glorious views that, in a way, you know, you're completely distracted, aren't you?
You are. Yeah, you are. You just can't take your eyes off of off the view and what's going on.
Now, in terms of outside space, we saw the garden, the more manicured garden, shall we say, as we came in. This area we're standing on now would also be yours. The great thing about it, though, Dave, is that it's flat.
Yeah.
I think it really lends itself to all sorts of things. A
Yeah.
polytunnel, perhaps, vegetable
Polytunnel,
beds,
vegetable
raised
bed,
beds,
chicken coop.
chicken coop,
Behave.
and the engine shed.
Indeed.
So let's have a think about the price and see if we've started well there. Kate, I'm thinking this is all really your idea, so I'm going to get you to go first. You've got £330,000 to spend.
Yes, I think 299,950.
Yes. Okay, Dave.
I was thinking 295.
Cheat.
All right, I'm going to make this easy for both of you. You are both saying just under 300,000,
Yes.
more or less. This will set you back £330,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Right, well, now you know how much it's worth.
Okay.
Go and explore to your heart's content.
Yep.
Take your time, make the best of our time that is still available,
Okay.
and I will catch up with you a little bit later.
Right on budget at £330,000, this traditional renovated cottage provides Dave and Kate with many of the elements they've asked for. It has a spacious kitchen diner, character features including a wood burner, 3 bedrooms, and a garden large enough for a vegetable plot with far-reaching countryside views.
When I first saw this house, I thought it was well presented, nice. nice aspect to it. It's a superb location. If I'm honest, one or two of the rooms are a little smaller than we'd hoped for, and had hoped for a utility, but hey, you can't have everything.
I think the first impression of the house was positive. The bedrooms is the one thing that concerns me, and I want to make sure that the girls have got somewhere that they can come, a bolt hole, should they ever need it, that there is room for them.
Well, I think that was a really encouraging start.
Yes, definitely.
Lovely property, lovely views. I'm a bit concerned maybe we've set the bar a bit too high.
Well, it's going to be challenging.
Dominating the North Wales skyline, Mount Snowdon on a clear day is the prime vantage point from which to take in the whole region. Formed from volcanic rock, great chasms were carved into its slopes by Ice Age glaciers. Sir Edmund Hillary and his team used the terrain of Snowdon for training before their successful ascent of Mount Everest in 1953. These days, the summit can be reached by a number of well-trodden paths. However, if you want a more leisurely trip to the top, you can take the Snowdon Mountain Railway that runs from Llanrhaeadr. As Dave is a keen train enthusiast, we arranged for them to meet its commercial manager, Vince Hughes, to learn more about how it came into being.
Vince, can you tell me what the history is behind the Snowdon Mountain Railway?
Before the railway was built in the 19th century, Llanrhaeadr was a centre for quarrymen working in the local Dinorwic slate quarries. Tourism was popular at that time, and obviously people wanted to go to the summit. Unfortunately, the only method of getting there was on foot, or if you could afford it, by donkey.
Donkey.
Since 1869, a line of the London and North Western Railway from Carnarvon to Llanberis had brought passengers to the base of Snowdon. But this next extension would go to the top of the mountain. This was an ambitious project, and one vehemently opposed by a local landowner, George Asherton Smith, who thought it would ruin the landscape.
So eventually, and it took 20 years to persuade him, he did this famous U-turn when plans were unveiled from a rival company who were going to build a line on the opposite side of the mountain, and that would basically wipe Llanberis off the tourist map. I mean, in fact, we are the only rack and pinion railway in the UK to this day.
So, on the 16th of November 1894, the Snowdon Mountain Tramroad and Hotels Company Limited was formed to build the railway. With no experience of how to build a railway line up such a steep gradient, the architects went to Switzerland to find out about a system known as rack and pinion that was being used in the Swiss Alps. Mike Robertshaw, the senior engineering manager, knows more about the inner workings of that idea than anyone else.
So what actually is rack and pinion? Because Vince mentioned it as well, but I don't know what it actually is.
Well, because of the gradient, a normal train couldn't travel up to the top. Steel on steel friction is just inadequate. So basically, in the centre of the two rails, there's a rack, and on the locomotive, there are two pinions which drive and actually pull the train up the mountain.
Travelling up here, it really is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, on a day like today, you can't beat the scenery.
The railway finally opened in 1896, carrying passengers along the 5-mile route. Today, the line transports around 140,000 passengers a year to the top of Snowdon. And although the panoramic views are absorbing, we must get back on track with our property hunt. In a bid to give them as much space as we can for their budget, our second house takes us further away from Conway, deep into the countryside. The nearest village is Cerrigydrudion, where there's a church, a local shop and a pub. But 4 miles away, set in rural seclusion, is this converted barn and coach house.
OK, here we are then. Our final offering of day one, property number 2. What do you think?
It looks interesting.
Looks very interesting.
I think it's really interesting.
It's pretty, it's in a lovely setting, but actually just looking at it, kind of excited about it.
It's obviously a lot bigger
Yes.
than the first one because
Yes.
we've got another floor, as you can see. I got the feeling, kind of reading between the lines on the last one, that it did feel a bit of a holiday home. The whole idea of a family home is still really important, even though they're all off flying the nest.
Yeah, it's still important to have that
This
space.
does that. because it's also got 4 bedrooms.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Happy, Dave?
Can we go in?
Yeah.
Because your wife says she's really excited.
In that case, I must be happy.
You must be excited, right? Come on then.
The solid rustic bones and period feel here are very different to those in our first house, as they'll see immediately on the inside.
Let's start with this one. What do you think?
It's dining room.
It is. It's a kind of dining hall, really.
Yes.
We don't normally sort of loiter around in hallways much on this show, but this is worth considering, yeah, definitely. And there's a downstairs cloakroom off a bit over there.
Oh, right.
Again, sort of sets the scene,
Yeah.
I think. But space we are not short of.
No good.
Lots of
No.
space, but this doesn't have to be the dining room.
Okay.
There are other options.
Right.
But have a look at
Really?
this. This is really nice. You're going to like this, Kate. Well, I think you're going to like it. You wanted fireplace, you wanted wood burner, stone, beams, cosy.
Yeah.
High
Height.
beams.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
There's also a conservatory through there.
Wow.
Again, milking all those views, which we'll have a closer
Yes.
look at later on.
You know, comfortable family house. It's very promising.
Yeah.
Good.
It's not as light and bright an area as the previous property, but it's different. And it's got that character.
Excellent.
Good. You're doing very well.
Hurrah! Right, well, let's see if we can keep doing well. Follow me down here. So across from the kind of dining entrance hall is this second reception room.
Oh,
Could be a
this is good.
snug
This is useful.
family room,
Yes.
dining room.
Somewhere to put the kids out the way.
Snug.
Snug? Well, it's right next to the kitchen. One of the things I really love about this house is its geography. We've got this lower level, which of course is the kitchen.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I mean, I think you would spend a lot of your time here quite happily.
Oh,
I mean,
I
you could
think
even
so.
incorporate a sofa. I mean, you could do all sorts of other things with this as a kitchen diner. But you've got so much space up there. You've got the other
Yeah, we
reception
don't
room,
need
you've got
to
the
do-
main living
this
room.
can just be a
Sofa's
kitchen.
there.
Sofa's there already, is it?
Sofa's there. As soon as you made it, that's always been my dream, to have a kitchen big enough to have a sofa in
Yeah.
it.
Now, we teased you outside with the 4 bedrooms
Yeah.
that are on offer. There's a lot to see there. Come
Okay.
and have a look.
Upstairs, 2 of the 4 bedrooms are good-sized doubles, both light with sloping ceilings, and could be perfect for when their daughters come to stay. There's one other bedroom which is located down the bottom of a flight of stairs, which could serve as Dave's den. But we're heading to the opposite end of the landing, to the main event.
Now, at the other end of the house, up here, is your bit.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's huge.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Dave.
It's big.
He's a bit taken aback, isn't he?
I think he is.
Yeah.
No, it's lovely. It is
My word.
big.
Bags of storage.
And the balcony. You
Yeah.
can see the balcony
You
out there
spotted
with the
it?
doors. I have.
Yeah.
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 Not much gets past me.
No, you see, it's the policewoman, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. It's also got this, which is nice.
All right.
Ensuite shower.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, sorted.
So how much is it
nice.
going to cost you? I wonder.
Don't go there. I know you're going to go there.
I am going to go there, but first we're all going to go to the garden.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about the money. Come on.
The property sits in a substantial plot and has the most fantastic outlook.
So, there's the view.
Yeah.
Not bad, is it, really?
It's spectacular.
I mean, as views go, North Wales never really disappoints. The plot is, well, really mirrored by the garden you can see in front of us, actually. Same sort of thing,
Yeah.
the other side. So all in all, I guess it's, I don't know, half an acre or so?
Big enough.
Ish.
It's plenty big enough, but you've got everything that you want. Veggie patch, plenty of room for chickens.
So we like this one.
Yeah.
Now then, price, Dave.
I was thinking 340.
340. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I was actually going to go 5 more than you and say 345.
Yeah. You're both wrong, I'm afraid.
Oh, of course we are.
Of course you are.
I mean, of course we are.
This will cost you £335,000.
So we're happy with 335.
You should be. I think
Yeah.
it's worth it, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got a bit of time left.
Okay.
Go make the best of it. I'll come and find you later.
Okay.
Go on
Thank
then.
you.
Thanks.
Off you go.
Cheers.
A touch over their budget at £335,000, this conversion would give them an extremely generous family home. Besides being full of original character features, it provides 3 reception rooms, a large country kitchen and 4 bedrooms, including that huge master. Outside, the garden amounts to half an acre and has the countryside views they were looking for.
First impressions when I got here, good size, pretty, lot of character, reasonable amount of land. I was quite impressed.
The space that is available is perfect. It really is. Kitchen is superb. The size of the kitchen, I never thought I would have a kitchen big enough for my sofa.
Here you are, at long last. Have you seen enough?
Yes.
For the moment.
Yes.
For the moment.
For the moment,
There's
yes.
obviously some thoughts going on, which is a good sign.
Yes.
I think this marks a very good end to a very busy day, actually. So, as it's sort of getting dark,
Yes.
Yeah.
let's go and find a pint and a bite to eat, shall we?
Sounds like a plan.
sounds good.
Come on then.
So as dusk falls, it marks the end of an extremely positive first day of house hunting. With their £330,000 budget, Dave and Kate want to up sticks from town living in Norfolk and make a move right across the country to a new rural life in North Wales. They're after a setting without close neighbours and a home which provides Dave with his own den. So far, our first 2 houses have delivered on space and rural seclusion, but coming up, anxiety sets in at the mystery house.
You know what's coming now?
I do.
You've been agonising over this, haven't you?
I have, actually.
Worried about the price and the money.
I don't think we can afford it.
And I relive the moment when some of our former house hunters knew that they had found their dream property.
You going to cry again, Brendan?
No.
Welcome to our final day of property hunting. Now, when you consider that Dave and Kate are moving from Norfolk, which arguably is one of the driest parts of the UK, and they want to come to Wales, which, as you can see, is one of the wettest, it begs the question as to why. But to come to Wales and moan about the weather really is to miss the point. Of course, it's the rain and the rivers that it fills that have scoured this landscape over thousands of years, making it the dramatic backdrop that it now is. Now, yesterday we had 2, I thought, very thought-provoking properties, both quite similar with gorgeous views. So for our mystery house, as ever, we're going to try something different.
And with that in mind, our final property is in the village of Llanrhaeadr.
Well, our mystery house is just down the road. We've shown you 2 very rural properties so far.
Yes.
So on this occasion, we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to go for a heart of village location.
Okay.
And this particular village, Llanrhaeadr, has a really vibrant community in it. It's a very old village. So hopefully this will give you something else to put into the mix.
Right.
Interesting.
Set in the Vale of Clwyd, the village's well-preserved 16th century church is a source of great local pride. And it's where we're meeting Enid Brown, the president of the village's Women's Institute.
Is it quite an active village?
Yes,
in
it
the
is
things that you do?
a very active village. We are fortunate, we have a shop and a post office, and we have a garage, we have a restaurant,
Oh, wow.
we have a school, and we have a pottery and the church.
That's an extraordinary list, actually. So with my pidgin Welsh, I'm going to say diolch yn fawr.
Croeso.
Croeso, there I said thank you very much.
Recognise that one.
Enid said welcome.
Yes.
And welcome you will be, I am sure. Enid, thank you very much indeed. Right then, let's go house hunting. Come on, off you go.
Thank you.
Time to reveal our mystery house, a stone property built in the 1870s, which offers Dave and Kate plenty of space and character. However, they do have neighbours, and it is right in the heart of the village.
Well, here we are. As promised, just a stone's throw from the church is our mystery house. There you go.
Impressive looking, isn't it?
Very symmetrical.
Very symmetrical, classic late Victorian, this. It's thought it was built with leftovers from the school.
Right.
I think it's well worth you considering this. It does round off the options that we've been able to offer you.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Come on then, let's have a look.
Good.
Well, thankfully, the village setting doesn't have our buyers heading for the hills, and I think they'll be really drawn to what it offers inside.
Well, let's start in here, in the kitchen. Come on in, guys. What do you think?
Now that's a wowzer moment.
Yeah? A wowzer moment.
It is, actually.
Good.
Is that a stable door as well?
This is a stable door that goes out to a very generous utility room. Right. Dogs, you know, boots, muddy shoes. Husband. Poor old Dave.
Sorry.
I'm on your side now, mate. Don't forget, I've got this thing for you upstairs, so you get your own back. Yeah. We're liking it, aren't we?
We are actually liking it very much.
Good. Right, well, follow me. Let's continue our tour through here.
With warm reactions to the kitchen, let's make our way to the front of the property and explore the main reception areas.
Now, how about this for somewhere to relax in?
Yeah, we've got the open fire. It's not a huge room, but there's enough room. You've got your wood burner.
You've also got an open fire next door in a really lovely room. So the whole thing sort of flows around.
Oh, that's good.
OK, let's continue. Upstairs, let's go this way.
OK.
The character feel of our mystery house seems to be holding their interest. It's laid out over 3 levels, with 3 bedrooms up on the first floor. One is currently used as a sitting room and leads onto a decked terrace. The other 2 doubles here have huge bay windows which make these rooms wonderfully light. There's also a large family bathroom and a separate WC. But we're heading up to the top floor to what could be the master.
So as you can see, there's a range of options on the middle floor, but this is currently the master up on the top floor.
It's quite baffling, actually, because there are so many different options
There are.
that you could use them for.
Take your pick.
Decisions.
You know, it concerns me, actually, that what you've given to us here, the choices that you've given to us here, we can't afford it. I know that's coming later, but it's concerning.
So long as you're liking it, that's the main thing.
Yeah, we're liking it.
I think you need a kind of model room.
I need a man room, don't I?
You need a man room, somewhere for a little model railway, perhaps.
Yeah.
Work room.
Yeah.
It's up here. It's next door. Yeah. Could be next to your bedroom. How about that?
Yeah.
Come and look at this. Now, you can see what I was thinking about. Come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in. Isn't this just a proper kind of attic?
Yes, very much so.
I love it.
It is. Yeah.
I can just see you in here.
Right then, well, let's finish off outside and we will talk about the money. It's nothing to worry about. It's only money. It's only money.
He says.
Well, Dave seems delighted with his den, but Kate's got misgivings that the mystery house will be beyond their reach. So time to pause for breath in the gardens.
Now, the garden itself, as you can see, is slightly terraced because we're up on this hill. It also includes quite a big area of woodland behind us.
Right.
Yes. And you also have access to that walled garden. You can just see the walls there.
Yeah?
All right.
It's open to you to use, vegetable plots, etc., should you want to. It's all part of the deeds. You know what's coming now?
I do.
You've been agonising over this, haven't you?
I have, actually.
Worried about the price and the money.
I have been getting more and more depressed as we walk around.
OK, that means you like it.
It means I like it and I don't think we can afford it.
All right, well, let's have a go, shall we? Let's see if you can afford it. Make me an offer.
It's got to be about 365.
365, yeah, Dave?
I was thinking 360-ish. Yeah.
360-ish. Well, it'll cost you £339,000.
Wow.
Which I think puts it within range of your budget of £330,000.
Yeah, it's nice. It's lovely.
Off you go.
Thank you.
Go on. Indulge. Take your time. Well, I am absolutely delighted. Once again, our mystery house would seem to have done it. We almost had a sale right here, right now. But of course, there is still quite a lot to consider. But it's a gorgeous house in a gorgeous village with a vibrant community to match.
Although our mystery house nudges over their budget at £339,000, they could see where a lower offer would get them. Although it challenges them to reconsider whether to opt for living in a village, the property itself does meet their demands. It has a raft of reception areas with character features, a family kitchen diner and utility room, which Kate loved. There are also 5 potential bedrooms, one of which could become Dave's den, and generous grounds with access to a walled garden for Kate to grow her veg in.
My initial thought as we were sort of walked up the street to be shown that this was the mystery house, that it was right in the middle of the village. And did we really want sort of right in the middle of the village with the cars going past? My feeling to the house changed immediately. I walked through the front door. The style, they've kept all of the original features, and that all lend itself towards the character.
It's an unusual place. It's full of options, it's full of character. I like it. I would fit in this house, and this house would fit around me.
That was quite revealing, wasn't it?
Wasn't it just?
Yeah, a bit of a surprise.
Very much so.
That's what the mystery house is all about, of course.
Yes.
But I think, all in all, we have given you some really interesting, viable options this week.
You have.
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Lots to think about.
Lots to think about. Well, let's go and settle you down somewhere where you can mull it all over, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on.
Okay.
Come on.
Over the years, we're often asked what happens to the buyers who appear on Escape to the Country. Well, 3 years ago, I was in just this part of North Wales giving another couple a sense of what a new life in the country might look like. We uncovered a dream property that went on to become their new rural home, and I'm delighted to say they've invited me back to show me how they've been getting on.
Hope they're in. That would just be typical, wouldn't it? Ah! Hello,
Jules.
sir!
Hiya. How are you doing?
Oh, very well, mate. Very good to see you. Hello, Carol.
Hiya.
How are you?
Fine.
Mwah. Give us another kiss. Good to see you. Look at you both.
Well, you haven't changed much, have you?
How are you two?
Great.
Fine, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
You look very well.
Yeah.
Coffee's made, are you coming
Come on then, Carol. Yeah, brilliant.
When you go, yeah.
You did promise me a coffee many years ago.
When I first met Bernard and Carol Hudson, they wanted to move from Leyland in Lancashire to North Wales. Originally, they thought they were looking for a traditional Welsh cottage. But when I showed them this modern refurbishment of a property built back in 1900, everything changed.
What do you think of that?
Good.
Yes. I like it as well.
Good. Right, well, that's the main thing. Positive start.
And it was the kitchen that really sold it to them.
OK, Carol. In you come. I don't want any...
Now, this is definitely what I had in mind, definitely.
OK.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember your reaction in this kitchen, particularly.
I mean, I liked the house as soon as I walked in, but as soon as I saw the kitchen, I was thinking, I've got to have this house.
Yeah. So how have you found the local community and your neighbours?
Very good, yes. We have quite a good little bartering system going on where we give them vegetables and we get cakes. That's why we've got these Welsh cakes and barabrie.
Because I was going to ask you if you'd made them, but you've actually swapped them for vegetables.
That's right,
Yes.
yeah.
But what about all the pickles and all the rest of it? Is that you?
I make them, yeah. I can't bear waste, so everything we grow, I try and make something with.
And most of that fruit and veg has been grown in their garden. Bernard was especially keen to have land in order to become somewhat self-sufficient. He wanted a vegetable plot, pigs and chickens.
Bernard, I think you're a little bit choked.
I am.
Is this going to be your new dream home?
I think it is.
Oh, mate. Oh, brilliant.
And after 3 years' hard work, that's exactly what they've got.
Wow. What a difference a few years makes, huh?
Some transformation, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I had my doubts because it wasn't the most promising looking bit of land, to be fair, but look what you've done with it.
Well, when I started, I had my doubts too. But happily, a local farmer ploughed it for us initially, and that was a huge help.
The pigs look gorgeous, and we've got the hens here
Yep,
as well,
yep.
the little hen house. Well, this gate, I guess, is a bit famous, isn't it, really? The blubbering gate. But it was here that the penny finally dropped, wasn't it?
was,
Yep.
definitely.
Yep.
You going to cry again, Bernard?
No. Once is enough.
This has clearly been a genuine labour of love for Bernard and Carol to turn the paddock into exactly what they wanted.
It's really inspiring, actually.
Thank you very much, yeah.
I might have a little blub myself.
And we've never been happier, have we?
One of the best decisions we've made.
Definitely.
Well, when it comes to house calls, take it from me, they don't get much more rewarding than that one. The chance to see Bernard and Carol clearly enjoying life to the full and making the very best of their time here in Wales, well, I, for one, am absolutely delighted. So, there's one set of happy customers. The question is, of course, have we got some more? Time now to catch up with Dave and Kate. Well, chaps, here we are at the end of our little house tour. 3 very interesting properties, which I think we're all agreed upon.
Yes.
Well, let's remind ourselves of them. We started with that really interesting white longhouse overlooking the Llanrhaeadr range, all done.
Yeah, I particularly liked the bedroom, the master bedroom within that property, where you could lie in bed and just have that stunning view in front of you, with the patio doors opening out onto the outside. I mean, that was absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
But the box room, the 3rd bedroom, box room, office, whatever, that wasn't quite enough room in that house.
Well, bearing all that in mind, we then took you to property 2. But of course, we had the benefit of another floor
Yes.
with that one and 4 bedrooms to play with.
From a logical point of view and using your head, it had everything that you were looking for, and it was also a bit quirky as well.
Yes. It was, the kitchen was lovely. It really was, like the stepping down into the kitchen. Upstairs, 4 brilliant sized bedrooms, but it didn't touch my heart.
It's the imponderable, isn't it? It's
Yes.
very difficult to put your finger on this magical thing that happens when a property feels right.
Yes.
Well, then we finally took you to our mystery house in the lovely village of Llanrhaeadr. Very different proposition, very different style of building. What happened to your heart there?
Yeah, you see, this has done the opposite. My head says, shouldn't like it. It's in a village, hasn't got that stunning view.
Yeah.
On a road.
It's on a road. This is wrong. My heart fell in love the moment we walked through the door.
Yeah.
Oh, the kitchen, the dining room with the open fire.
And, come on, mate,
We've got a man room.
you've got a man room at the top. Yeah, the railway room.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I mean, that'd be a perfect office, computer room,
Yeah.
railway room,
Yeah.
model room, you name it. I mean, it's a man room.
So, I might just hazard a guess that the mystery house is your favoured property of the lot.
Definitely.
Well, no.
Gee, no.
No, it's actually, yeah. Yeah.
So
it
what
is.
happens next?
Right.
I think first thing, get the girls to come and have a look.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a family home. We still want it to be a family home. It's still important to us that they like it. So,
That's
yeah,
it,
first
yeah.
thing.
What can I say? Best of luck.
Thank you.
know, fingers crossed. Let's hope you do it.
Thanks for
Thank
your
you
help
very much.
anyway.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, at the beginning of this episode, I promised you an historic escape to the country, and so it has turned out. We started amidst the beautiful surroundings of Conway Castle. We then had 3 wonderful period properties to look at, and of course, I had the chance to catch up with lovely Bernard and Carol. Now, with any luck, Dave and Kate are going to follow in their footsteps. A life in Wales, well, take it from one who knows. You can't knock it. I'll see you next time.
Dave and Kate are still interested in pursuing the mystery house when they find a buyer for their current property. Let's hope all goes well and they settle in the Welsh countryside soon. If you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and would like our help, then please apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.